Welcome back everyone, and we're going to get straight into talking about this. And this is the MAONO Wave T5 AI wireless lavalier microphone system, and this is actually the combo pack, and I got sent this, and the reason I chose the combo pack I'm going to explain in a minute. So let's unbox this first, have a quick look at what we get in here, and then we'll actually try it out and see. Can I be honest, I quite like in the box. Nice that it's good quality, it's looking good. Little things like that make a difference when I look at stuff, I've got to be honest. And there's a few other things we've had recently which goes to that. So we've got all these bits. Straight off, I'm noticing a case. Now, if you've seen some of my other recent videos, filters and this, that and the other, I complain about not getting a decent case with what I'm getting because it just makes it easier carrying stuff around. This comes with a case, so happy days, that's a good start. Right, let's open this up and have a little look into here. So we have a charging case here into that, which has got the receiver and a couple of microphones in there as well. Now, interestingly with this, I went for the combo pack, which includes camera microphones, because obviously I use it on cameras for interviews and things like that, so that I can connect both of these onto people and then have that straight into my camera, which is just superb. But then we've also got these little receivers as well, which fit into the bottom of your phone. So we've got a lightning connector and a USB-C. And that really intrigued me, because one of the things that bugbears me is when I'm out and about, I'll suddenly go, oh, that would be really good to record. And the audio's rubbish on phones in reality, whether it's an iPhone or Android, whatever. It's not the best, especially when we're putting stuff out, and we all know that audio is key. So this, I'm hoping, will sort that problem in terms of I can use my phone to capture some information there and then really quick and have really good audio with that at the same time. That's the theory, and that's what we're going to try out later. You've got a couple of clips into here as well, which I can't get out. Yeah, yeah, I think I'm going to need to use something. I've cut all my nails. I think that's the problem. Right, I'll come back to that. Little dead cats, wind muffs, whatever you call them. USB-C to USB-C cable, and there we've got the jack to jack, which is obviously going to be for the camera stuff. So let's see if we can prise these little clips out. And there we go. So one of the things with these is that they're magnetic, which is really nice. So I could, for instance, put it behind my clothes and put it on that way. I've got the clip that clips on, so I can just clip it into there as well. And I do believe that in here, which is an extra little pouch we've got lanyard. So we can have the lanyard on there, and we can drop that somehow into, I think it needs a magnet in there. So there must be something somewhere, and they're in here. So we've got the magnets in there, so we can put the magnet into that, put that around our neck, wherever, behind a t-shirt, bang, done, clip straight on. So I'll be taking those out when I test it, especially for the phone connector, because I think that's really important. I do love how tiny these are. Now, I know that DJI has just released a little tiny version, which is nice, but it's still quite a bit bigger than that, in all fairness. So, yeah, just so you're aware as well, you got a little protective tab on the bottom from the charging bit that you're going to need to take off to charge these straight out of the factory. And that's the receiver that's going to go into the mic as well. It's got a clip on it, so you can clip it onto stuff. So I'll have a look and a read onto this, because obviously I'm just unpacking this for the first time, so I'm just showing you what's in the box. And let's have a quick look in this bag and see what we've got in here. Looks like we've got a few stickers. Interesting. So here we go. We've got two magnets, which are obviously going to fit into this rubber sleeve on there like that, which is pretty neat. And there you go. Lovely magnetised onto that, around my neck. I like that. I don't mind that showing around my neck. I mean, obviously it could go behind, I'm sure, your t-shirt, whatever. But I like that. There we go. So, first look, all the bits. Oh, the stickers. I love stickers. But I think these maybe have a purpose. And I think the purpose, because I haven't read the manual, surprise, surprise, and I like that about stuff that not having to read the manual, is to go on the front. So you can decide. So we've got all those stickers there, and you can decide. So we've got some white ones. So I suppose you could tailor it into, if they're wearing a white shirt, you put the white one on so it's not so obvious. We've got some branded ones in there. We've got some little funky ones in there as well. So yeah, that's quite a nice little touch. Got to be honest, that works really well for me. I just wish there was more stickers, because I like stickers. And obviously some of those are going to go on my case, because I always put stickers on my cases into that. And we've got various buttons on these as well. And I don't know if you're going to focus onto those. So we've got various buttons on the side of those. And I'm going to look at those in a minute and work out what they're all for. And I think I am going to have to read the manual for this. This isn't going to be a case of, which we have a little manual here, I've got to be honest, which is nice. Proper manual. There is a QR code to scan as well, so that you can download the software and everything else into that. So yeah, that's a quick overview of what we've got in this. And now, yeah, let me go and have a look at this, come back to you. I am also going to try these out and switch over to this system. So next time you hear me, it will be through this, so you can see the difference in quality. I'm currently using a lav mic, and it's connected to the Rode Wireless Go 2s into that, which are starting to bug me the last 6 months, in all fairness. I think the batteries are pretty much dying on those, which is a pain in the backside, because they don't last for an interview. And obviously, I appreciate they're not replaceable. They're just dead at the end of it, but yeah, hey ho. So these come good timing. Right, see you in a bit. So this now is using the Wave T5. Okay, so that's where the audio is coming from. I've had a little look around the kit now. I actually read some instructions. I downloaded the app, and the app is really self-explanatory. It's really easy. I didn't read the instructions for it. It just connected. And to be fair, everything else just sort of fitted into place. One thing I noticed is that the AI bits are all around noise reduction, and you can turn that off. So on the top you have a little button, and you can literally just press it and it goes red when it's not using it. Simple as that. So you can have both connected. If I turn that on now, it's going to use that. We've got a little switch on the thing for mono and everything else. I'll go through all the little bits in detail in a minute. The wind muffs actually go over the device, so it goes inside of it and snugs in. And that's going to be quite big, in all fairness. Yeah, that's probably my one little niggle, because I don't like big sort of dead cats on things like that when I'm out and about and vlogging. But it's not the end of the world. We'll try it, see. It's going to work, in all fairness, looking at it. So it's going to be quite good from that respect. I've got the little necklace thing on into there behind. It's just behind the t-shirt. It's just on. And it's really, really easy. Now, one thing I did notice, that when I connected the phone and I put the device in the bottom there, that on the noise reduction gain thing, so it's got 3 settings. Medium is the default of 13, I think it is. Why pick 13? Oh. But either way, that's the default setting onto that. So you can see very clearly, it's got 3 settings, 3 lights, so you know what it is. You're not going to get that confused. The AI bit, when I listen back to the quality of the video I took just on the phone, wow. Now, I've got it on now, so it'll be interesting to hear. We're going to go outside in a minute and try it on the phone, And there's some people doing some work over the back there, so it'll be interesting to see how that does. And you can be aggressive with that as well. So you can turn that up or lower it down, it doesn't matter. And that works really nice, and I'll show you the app with that as well. When we do the phone bit, I'll screen record that and show what's going on. But yeah, really sort of impressed so far. Hope you're liking the audio coming out of it. I've got to be honest, normally I do all this noise correction in post. I like the ability to not have to do that, because it's it's another thing I don't want to have to worry about. I should have the quality coming in the first place. And this is giving me this into that. So that's quite nice from there. I've also been able to connect that via USB. So the camera one, sorry, scratching the cable. The camera one here, I've been able to connect via USB into the phone, and that works just as well without that device. So you can still do that if you've got just the camera version, so you can connect it. That's just a little bit neater. Less stuff to take around with you if you know that's all you're doing. And it has got a USB on the side as well for pass-through. So yeah, let's go and have a little look outside now, and then I'm going to show you all the features on the device as well. Okay, so we are recording at the moment. We've got the mic, so I'm actually recording onto that. So this is the screen recording, and let's just minimize that down. You can see the app here, it's gone straight in. I've got the microphone gain, which is set at 13, which is the default, and obviously you can slide that down to whatever you want. Noise reduction, it's set at moderate. Again, you can change that to whatever you want. Be interesting to see. I'm actually standing outside at the moment. And then we've got sound correlation, and I've actually turned it on to voice enhancer, and you can do whatever you want onto that. In fact, if I just turn that off now, has that made a change? Do you notice it? I won't tell until I'm in post, but I'm just going to turn it back on for now. And we've got external output as well for the speaker, but I'm not using that. Channel, recording on mono. I do notice on the Android here, I've got the buttons at the bottom, but they're sort of hiding. It's not quite interfacing well with that. But as you can see, it's just one mic that we've got on. I've got 59% left, which is quite nice. And then I've got the button at the top. Oh, that's mute, by the way. So I can mute on the actual device as well. It's got that little red button on the side. And then we've got the firmware button at the top into there as well, which is just being hidden by my device there. So we could do no upgrades required at the moment because it's on the correct one. We could do a factory reset as well. So now I'm going to stop this screen recording and we're going to do some live video. Okay, so straight away it's told me it's recording through an external USB, which is quite nice into that. And hopefully this is quite good. I can hear sounds of air conditioning and stuff onto there. Let's put that there. Rest that on top of the hot tub. There we go. So in terms of distance, I'm about 5 meters away at the moment. Be interesting to see how well that is recording and what it's doing. Yes, it's dressed down Sunday. Yeah. Wind is horrendous at the moment. I can hear it on the background. Don't know what it's coming through. Haven't got the wind mic on at this present second in time. So we can stick that on afterwards and try it if needs be. Yeah, I quite like this. It's convenient. And the other benefit, which is really strange, is the device that is plugged into my USB makes it so much easier to hold the phone when I'm recording, doing this sort of stuff. It's like an extra little support. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but actually I'm quite liking it at the moment. Let's go back in and listen to this. Got the charging case, so just unplug the back, just so you can see it up close. So we've got USB-C on the back there. Nice little case, and it really is nice and compact. Inside, got charging for the 3 bits. Again, it's magnetized, so they just drop in. Really nice. Into there. And if we look at the little device itself, so on the bottom there we've got the charging ports. On the back is where the magnet is. On the side we've got a power button, and we've got /AI button. I think it's just one button in all fairness. One click on. It's not a hold down. It's a hold down to turn off, but not on. The AI button will change the color from green to red if it's turned the AI noise reduction off. And then we've got a mute, microphone mute button at the top there. We've got the speaker, microphone grill even at the top, and we've got the little LED there that lights up. And that is it. It's as beautifully simple as that. The dead cat wind muff is just is. It's, yeah. I always find these a pain in the backside, putting them on and then wearing them and having them, but they are a necessary evil. Here is the lanyard. It's got a magnet in at the moment. Obviously you can take that out if you don't want to use that and just want to have the magnet behind the clothes. But I've got to be honest, when I've just worn that, it's so much better having the lanyard and the magnet in there, because when we do this and you take the magnet, the front off, DJI's one for this, it's just got a metal plate, square metal plate on the back. It falls off in your clothes and it's a pain in the backside and you're fiddling around. That's a great way around, and really appreciate that side of stuff. This is the little clip, which is magnetized, and just so that you can clip onto stuff. That's the thing I was struggling to get out of the case. Yeah, but hey ho. USB-C to USB-C, USB-A to USB-C, charging stuff as well. Little pouch that came with it. That's the USB-C version. It has got a pairing an AI button on the bottom so that you can turn off the AI if you want to as well onto there, and obviously that interacts with the app. And then we've got a USB-C port on there as well. In the case, we've got the same here. I've left the lightning one into there. Again, AI pairing button on the bottom, and we've got the USB-C on the side there. So this is the camera adapter, and let's just move that so you can see. We've got this dial on the front which basically changes the gain. So we've got 3 positions there. The lowest setting, which drops it I think to about 5 or 6. Then we've got the medium setting, which is 13. Then we've got the maximum setting for gain onto there. I've been keeping everything on the medium one. It's working really well. Got the power button on the side there. We've got the USB port as well. So I can actually connect that to the bottom of my phone or any other device if I want to. I don't have to use it. I've got the jack there. I've got a toggle switch, which either records in stereo or mono. I've been recording in mono. It's worked really well for me into that. Charging points on the bottom, and then we got the clip onto there as well. On the top we've got the lights. It just tells me that we've got transmitter 1 working, transmitter 2, and then whether it's powered. And so yeah, that's that. I'll show you these stickers just a bit more up close in case you didn't see them before. So we've got here some little thumbs up and stuff, and they're just going to stick on the front and be good. There you go. That is it. Okay, so I'm just interjecting the video at the moment because I'm in the edit suite, and obviously I've been listening to the audio that we're getting into this. And that's what I wanted to talk about, because what I've noticed is that the volume levels and audio coming in are fantastic. Now, don't get me wrong, some of the others now are doing 32-bit float and everything else, but I was always old school anyway. We look at levels and get it right into there. And there might be some future development for that, I don't know, future versions. But having that consistency of just putting in and just being able to use what is given. I have done no audio processing on any of the audio that this is giving out. Now, on the roads from the very first bit, it's had audio processing because it wasn't up to scratch for putting out. But this has had nothing. I've literally just used the audio that's come in. It's been at the right level and it's just gone out, and that's it. The other thing that I've noticed is consistency between using this on this camera system and then using it onto the phone. It's consistent. And that's really key for me as well, because obviously having audio consistent and using multiple cameras is a really big deal, in all fairness. Now, you're going to get different cameras set at different volume levels for recording, and that's an internal thing that you've got to work out. And yes, you can alter that in post if you need to, but having that sound have a consistent flow all the way through, I think is really, really key. So I wanted to interject that just so that you knew what it was like in post. There we go. We've had a little look at this. I've managed to decide how and where and what I'm taking. So this little bag, the only thing I've got in this at the moment is the USB-A to USB-C cable. That's going to be my little travel pouch where I just take the case and one of those maybe, like the USB-C. If I'm just going out and about, I might just take a microphone as well rather than having the charging case, because I know I just want to be light. I hate carrying loads of stuff, but hey ho. But yes, so that's it. It just works. And that's the key for me, is things that just work. I am so fed up with technology which is really, really complex to use. I didn't look at the instructions when we first had this. I just played and everything was just intuitive. And that to me is, it just shows that they put a bit of effort into the design of everything. And I'm not just talking about the hardware, I'm talking about the software as well. That, it just was so easy to understand. I read the manual afterwards just to make sure I wasn't missing anything. There is one thing that you might be able to do with this, I don't know. I would have liked to have been able to use the other mic on the phone at the same time as using this mic on the camera. Don't know if that's possible. There's bound to be some pairing options that probably makes it possible. That's probably the only thing I thought, oh, that might be really nice. But I couldn't figure it out, in all fairness, and I didn't spend too long trying to figure it out, I've got to be honest either, because it's a very rare use case. But yeah, that's it. Hope you liked it. There are links down below if you want to get this for yourself. Go and check them out, see what you think. I'm pretty impressed with what we get, and you are listening now to the audio that's coming out of this, and not having to do all my post-processing in Final Cut, which is what I use for the audio side, makes my life so much easier if I can just rely on this. Obviously, I'm going to keep testing this and using it in my day-to-day work over the next several months, in reality. So it'll be interesting to see and how it copes in the real world environment. Yes, I am going to use this for work, paid for work. Yeah, you've got to give it a test. So if I get anything else back, I will let you know. And I'll probably do a follow-up video in 6 months to let you know how I've been getting on with this. Because I think that's really important. New technology comes out and everyone jumps on the bandwagon, especially us early adopters. And people want to know what it's like later on. So tune back in, subscribe if you want to keep up to date with things like that. Look forward to seeing you on the next one.